No kidding, this is Banana Beecher here with another episode regarding Noah Hosking. If you haven't yet seen my previous videos, make sure to check them out regarding Hosking's fraud and lies. The links are in the description. Now, today we will be watching the full, unedited version of Hosking's speech after he was caught selling intros which he downloaded for free off the internet. In the top right, we will be recording how many times Hosking uses the phrase, "you know." So sit back, grab a banana, and enjoy.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask before we get into this?
Can you piss off?
Sorry. Get it interview? No, I wasn't talking to you.
Ask the questions after.
Keep going. Okay, so it has come to my attention that the intros on my channel were in fact pre-rendered templates.
How can this scandal come to your attention when you're already aware that you did it? Are you saying that if you weren't exposed, you wouldn't be aware of what you did? I'm confused.
Now, I am ashamed of this. It's not like me to do anything. I normally, take the hard way out, and I've always been a dedicated, person.
Wait, what? How can you take the hard way out and also be a dedicated person when it's not like you to do anything? I know everyone in the comments is going to be like, "Oh, Beecher, you edited the last word out," or "He just forgot to end his sentence." But no, I have not edited the audio of this interview apart from the cropping of parts out such as the start and the finish. And if he accidentally left a word out, he's doing that quite a lot. He, for example, accidentally left out the words on his website saying that his intros are pre-rendered templates. I really don't know what he's saying here. Like, what the heck?
I normally, take the hard way out, and I've always been a dedicated, person. Like the IB learner profile says, I'm an inquirer, and I'm a risk taker. And sometimes that risk taker nature gets the better of me.
No, the learner profile does not say you're an inquirer nor a risk taker, Hosking. But if that's what you want to believe, buddy, keep on thinking that. I won't knock you off your high horse.
And sometimes that risk-taker nature gets the better of me.
Are irrelevant.
And so, well, actually, in every life and everything we do, the learner profiles are relevant because they can actually be seen. And maybe the builders, when he was making this pavilion, maybe he had to be open-minded about.
So now Hosking is attempting to throw the blame over to the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program and its learner profiles. I'm still not sure what he means by, and I quote, "In every life the learner profiles are relevant because they can actually be seen," unquote. And I'm not sure why Hosking thinks the builders had to be open-minded and why they are necessarily male. Moving on.
Maybe the builders, when he was making this pavilion, maybe he had to be open-minded about, the architecture.
Can you please get on with the
sorry, I just had to answer.
Tell us the truth. Tell us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth. So
yours truth.
Simmer down, boys.
I'm telling you the truth. So
yours truth.
Intros on my channel were in fact templates, and the reason I think you guys do miss a lot of context, because have any of you actually ever made an intro or attempted to make an intro from scratch?
I used Blender once.
Yeah. And Christopher, I know it's Blender, but did you actually try to make one?
No, of course not.
Okay. Well, if you're missing a lot of context, even with me with all my knowledge and experience, it takes me about 3 hours to design one.
Did he mention you're all missing context? Because, according to Uncle Google, context matters.
And 3 hours is a lot of tedious work. And you see, working at a rate of
2 hours.
2 hours to 3 hours. No, it depends. It does depend on the client, Mark. But yeah, no, I think, yeah. As I sort of progressed, it turned into 2 hours. Except when I started, it was about 3.
But you said it takes 3 hours to design one, present tense. Now you're changing the story, saying that it used to take you 3 hours and now only takes you 2 hours.
But it sort of come down to 2, and I think...
How to grammar.
2 hours working at $5, $2.50 an hour, that's an extremely low rate, and, I feel somewhat unmotivated, and sometimes, to me it occurs, like, why am I even doing this? Who is even going to see it? Who's even going to care?
Is this guy serious? He's wondering why he's making intros. No, you're making intros because you're the one who is advertising to make the intros for people. Duh.
Just let me get through my explanation section first. And so, I took advantage of you. I was lazy. I treated you wrong. And, I'm ashamed of it. But I think I think we can all grow from this experience. And Mark, if you feel as if you've been cheated, I have $5 here for you right now if you'd like to take it, buddy. And it's all yours. You know, Killer Poncho won. Yours was one of them as well. Timos. Okay, well, you know, it's something that I did, and I hold regrets for it. And you know, it was just a silly mistake by me, and I think we can all grow from it together.
Yes, just a silly mistake. Now, let's all grow from this together. I personally don't see this as anything but an opportunity to grow and develop as fellow IB learners.
And you know, it was just a silly mistake by me, and I think we can all grow from it together. I think we can all move on, and the intros are gone off my channel. You know, it's just even all of them are gone. Like even the ones that I spent, you know, extra hours on. You know, some of my big ones like Vast Army and you know things like that, and just you know.
I know. Poor lad, getting a little bit choked up.
You know things like that, and just you know, I feel like you know I've lost a part of my life, but you know. It's sort of like I'm moving on. It's a stage, it's a phase that I've passed, and I'm ready to move on.
Wait, so selling stolen intros was a phase in Noah's life? So, here are the phases of most people's lives, and here are the phases of Noah's life. Right, so it goes childhood, selling stolen intros, becoming an adult, etc. Okay then, if that's the way he wants to look at it, who am I to stop him?
It's a stage, it's a phase that I've passed, and I'm ready to move on. And Cooper, I'm ready to take your question now, buddy.
Well, with them, why did you have to remove all of the intros, even the ones that you say that you've made?
Because the funny thing is I was actually thinking about removing them myself earlier.
That is hilarious. That is just so funny. You're such a joke, Noah.
Because the funny thing is I was actually thinking about removing them myself earlier because my channel was never intended to be a motion design. I was never, you know, that was sort of like a thing on the side that sort of took off, except now I want to focus on my editing because my editing's sort of picking up.
You really think so? Yeah, Noah's editing is definitely picking up.
Except now I want to focus on my editing because my editing's sort of picking up, and you know, I really feel as though I'm developing as a VFX artist, more, you know, less as a motion designer, and you know, you can't really be both at once, so I had to choose, and I was sort of stuck in a fork in the road, you know, and I felt there were reasons suggesting that I should go the other way to VFX, and you're right, they're just privated, I still have them on my channel, and you know, some of those, you know, they're all on my computer and stuff, but you know, I just felt as though it was a fork in the road and it was time to move on from the intros.
Question another question. These intros were templates though that we found on the internet. What do you want to say about that? Because you just put the YouTuber's name in. What other work was involved in this? Was there any work at all? They were templates.
Yeah.
I applaud you, Noah, for such an intellectual response.
They were templates.
Yeah.
So you just put their name in, and off you go. You just render it, and that's all.
Yeah. The rendering
$5, and it was free. Not to mention as well, the templates were free.
Yeah, you're right. In fact, a lot of the templates I actually use my own Lightrooms.
I don't mean to repeat myself, but Hosking says it's a good thing that he uses his own Lightrooms. Maybe it would be if he didn't stuff up in it all the time, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you're right. In fact, a lot of the templates I actually use my own Lightrooms because it's good, you know, used to practice. It's always good practice. I changed the CCs, like it's not, yeah, you're right. I didn't have to actually design the motion of it, and the Cinema 4D was not my work, you're right. But the Lightroom was, and if you've ever made an intro, you'll know what that is, except you don't, and you don't have any context.
You're absolutely right. See what I did there? But you still don't have any context.
So you don't really understand what the process of making an intro is, except you're right. It didn't, you know, nearly zilch effort. But, you know, the rendering process is actually quite intensive, and it means that I can't use my computer for about 4 hours.
Wait, so it is an intensive process, or does it take zilch effort? I'd appreciate if you stop changing your story, please, Noah.
So generally, you know, it still takes a toll on me. However, you're right, it is almost no effort, and I think you have made a point, and that's why I have money here to repay, because it's not right of me to cheat my clients like that. Does anybody else have any other questions?
I think that's all for today. Thank you, Noah, for your time, and hope we can all move on.
Yeah.
And just like that, it ends with the intellectual yeah. What a brilliantly constructed speech. No tense changes or grammar mistakes at all. Nevertheless, I thank you dearly for the solid effort, Noah. Oh, and I think we can all grow from this experience, not only physically, but also psychologically, culturally, and mentally regarding the learner profiles. This experience has taken us on an emotional journey and really developed our personalities. It has made us better thinkers and inquirers, and has also made us more open-minded and reflective. However, I have one question for you, Noah. If your risk-taker nature took over when you were designing the intros, if you're the IB learner that you say you are, why weren't you principled and caring? Do you really act to make a positive difference in the lives of others, or do you have a strong sense of fairness and justice and take responsibility for your own actions and their consequences? Okay, old meme, sorry. This is Banana Beecher peeling off. Absolutely devastate those like and subscribe buttons, and comment down below your favourite video which I have made so far, and any suggestions for future content. This feedback will help me tailor my future videos to your desires, and thanks Noah for taking so kindly to these videos. They're all just banter. I guess he has earned back a subscriber for his efforts. Just try to say you know less than 32 times next interview. Go bananas.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you